at all levels. And in the meantime, we'll continue to also work with the members of the minority party. It is not by sheer coincidence that virtually every political party, from YPP having only one member of this this hollow chamber, to even PDP having the largest member, every one of them had had to join us. Abuga, which had not joined this party, had also graciously nominated and donated to the federal government of Nigeria under APC as the ruling party a honorable minister of state. And that is to say that what we are running is a government of national unity. I want to congratulate the national chairman of APC, His Excellency Ganduje, and to let you know we are very proud of what you are doing. I want to congratulate the governor of Kebbi State and the entire government and people of Kebbi State. We saw this happen in Delta. And today, in both chambers, Kebbi is also making a very loud statement. And I want you to know that the true lovers of democracy in our country can hear you loud and clear. I congratulate members of the National Working Committee of the party. This can only show that you are working. No one is being coerced, and we are open to more people coming to join this party in overriding public interest. Mr. President, I want to also thank you and congratulate all our colleagues. My joy as the leader of this Senate today can be better understood by anyone who saw the way I felt the day I walked into this chamber and I saw His Excellency Senator Adamu Alero and Senator Yahya Abdullahi sitting on the other side of the aisle in the 9th Assembly because they had left our party for PDP for some circumstances. But as it is said, every politics is local. Definitely they have done what they did today because the government and people of Kebbi State have agreed with them that this is just the right thing to do. Again, I congratulate all of us, and may Nigeria be blessed always. I thank you.
Well, the leader has spoken on behalf of the APC caucus. Let me, on behalf of the Senate, congratulate Senator Adamu Alero, Senator Yahya Abdullahi, and Senator Gabriel Musa Midoki for rejoining the party they co-formed with other Nigerians. It's homecoming. You are welcome and congratulations. Let me also, on behalf of the Senate, congratulate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for this very, very big gain by the ruling party. Also congratulate the party chairman, the national chairman of the party, for this gain. Of course, himself and the president have been working hard, and we've seen the results of the number of people coming to the party, governors, senators, House of members. This just cannot happen without hard work. It shows that they are really doing very well, working very hard, and the government as well is working very hard. Of course, it's a testimony of the work the government is doing, because people are attracted because of the performance of the government is very, very obvious. So all we need to tell Mr. President that we commend him for what he's doing and more grease to his elbows. And also commend the governor of Kebbi State that have been mentioned in all the letters, all the resignation letters. It shows that you are working in harmony with your people, and you are doing your best to transform Kebbi State. In fact, I told him, not even knowing that they are going to come to the party, that he's doing very well. We are all from Northwest. We've been hearing about the good work he's doing in Kebbi State, how he's accommodating everybody, all and sundry, improving the infrastructure, the security architecture of the state is being improved upon, and so on and so forth. And what is happening in APC is an indication of what is going to come in the future. In Hausa, there's an adage that any Good Friday, the sign of that Friday being good will begin to be felt on Wednesday. So it shows that there will be a lot of successes and victories for the APC in the future. It's just a testimony, a kind of a sign of what is going to happen. Of course, we have had, and Nigerians are beginning to understand what progressive ideology means. Of course, we have had the time that our former leaders, leaders like Awolowo, who were all progressive, Abubakar Rimi, tried to be president of this country. But the first time that we have a progressive politician as the president of this country, this time, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and Nigerians begin to understand the ideas of progressive politics. For that, I know, by grace of God, any future election, all the future election in the future, victories will come our way. So let me, at the final, part of my statement or my remark, again, congratulate Mr. President and the party chairman, and I urge you to continue on this good work we are doing for the party and the nation at large. Thank you very much. And I therefore call on, at this juncture, I call on the national chairman and the Kebbi State Governor and all members of the National Chairman entourage and the Kebbi State entourage to take their leave. We thank you for coming. Thank you very much. Leader, you may wish to restore order so that we can move forward.
Restore back.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I stand to move that the relevant provisions of Order 12 of our rules, earlier suspended, be now restored to enable us continue with our proceedings.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, I rise to second the motion that we revert back to the normal business as our strangers have departed. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Another announcement, the last but not the least, from Senator Simon Bakola Long. I wish to express my heartfelt gratitude for the goodwill and fraternity extended to me on the occasion of my 62nd birthday by my distinguished colleagues. Your kind gestures and warm wishes, which were expressed through personal visits, gifts, letters, text messages, and calls, touched my heart. And I'm truly humbled by your concern. I use this opportunity to convey my deep gratitude to the uncommon President of the Senate, His Excellency Godswill Obot Akpabio, GSOA, Deputy Senate President Senator Barrow Jibrin, CFR, Leader and other principal officers of the Senate, and my distinguished colleagues for the outpouring of love and goodwill. As we continue to work together to advance the interests of our great nation, I'm grateful for the camaraderie and support that exists among us. Your leadership, Senate President, has been exemplary, and I appreciate the collaborative spirit that pervades our deliberations. On behalf of my wife and children, as well as the entire people of Plateau South Senatorial District, please accept my sincere appreciation for making my 62nd birthday celebration a memorable one. May God continue to bless and guide us as we discharge our duties to the nation. Sincerely, Senator Simon Bakula Long, CON, KSGG, Plateau South Central District. Any petition? The leader of Senate. Okay, order what?
41 and 51.
Okay.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Moguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. Mr. President, distinguished senators, I have matter of urgent public importance, and I am craving for the indulgence of the Senate to come under Order 41 and 51.
We are familiar with the order. You can continue.
Okay, sir. Mr. President, distinguished senators, the matter is on the resurgence of Boko Haram insurgency in Borno and Yobe State. This motion is jointly sponsored by the 3 senators from Borno and the 3 senators from Yobe State. Sorry, it's supposed to be the Senate notes, not the House notes. The Senate notes that a few years ago, 2/3 of the local government areas in Borno State were under the control of Boko Haram. Yes? It's ready for distribution.
Senator.
It's around.
Huh?
I have copies.
Okay. Well, it's okay. Right. He explained to me, he came in and met me about the problem they are facing in Borno State and Yobe, where the Boko Haram insurgents are executing, surprise attacks. Probably because we thought that is the end of, we've gotten the end of the Boko Haram and we feel relaxed. So it's a relapse, so to say, about what is happening there. So he said he wants to bring up a motion to ventilate to the Senate and to the nation what is happening in his constituency. Even though we know the government has taken steps through the through the Ministry of Defense and so on and so forth. But then, as being their representatives, he want to get that known to the Senate. So you may go to. So is it the view of the Senate will take the matter as in expedited fashion? Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. You may summarize your motion so that, right? Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir. As I said earlier on, this motion is jointly sponsored by the senators from Borno and Yobe State as a result of the resurgence of Boko Haram insurgency in Borno and Yobe State. The Senate notes that a few years ago, 2/3 of the local government areas in Borno were under the control of Boko Haram, but with the concerted efforts of the military and civilian joint task force, the areas were reclaimed, restoring freedom and liberty for the residents. Also note that after relative peace was restored in Borno and Yobe State, the military relocated their tactical command of operations to the northwest to address issues of kidnapping and banditry in the region. Further note that on the 12th May 2025, that is on Monday, yesterday, the insurgents attacked and killed more than 12 soldiers in Marte town of Marte local government, not Manguno local government. And earlier this morning, Gajiram, the headquarters of Nganzai local government, was also attacked, thus necessitating the reinforcement of military in the state. Concerned that the country is experiencing a resurgence of Boko Haram, marked by increased attacks by insurgents targeting communities, including those recently resettled, and regaining strength after years of conflict. Worried that the insurgents have employed more modern technology, including the use of drones, to unleash attack on villages and communities in the state. Nefarious activity of the insurgents. Also, Northeast Zone will effectively cope a resurgence of Boko Haram. Resolves to urge the military high command to swiftly redeploy sufficient personnel to the northwest and ensure they are adequately equipped with modern technology and otherwise to effectively address the resurgence of Boko Haram. Mandate the Committee on Army and Air Force to ensure compliance. Mr. President, distinguished senators, as I said in the body of the motion, even yesterday, Marte town in Marte local government area was attacked yesterday, and 12 soldiers were killed. And this morning, Nganzai local government is also one of local government in my senatorial district was equally attacked, and soldiers and policemen were killed. And there is also explosion of improvised devices along Domboa Road in Borno South, of which many people were also killed. So I am craving for the indulgence of the Senate to support this motion without a single voice of dissent, with unanimity. Thank you.
Senator Abbas, may you second and then just say your mind about the motion, so that we can move to the prayers, please.
Mr. President, my name is Aminu Abbas, Senator representing Adamawa Central Senator District. I wish to second the motion as moved by the Chief Whip of the Senate on the resurgence of Boko Haram in Borno, Yobe, and Adamawa. Mr. President, I want to add Adamawa because the effect of Boko Haram, the resurgence of Boko Haram, is felt more in Adamawa recently. The civil senator may wish to note that recently I posted on the platform of the senators the number of people that are being killed on a daily basis. On a daily basis, we lose between 6 to 10 people every day in Dogoba area, Garha Ward, in my local government in Adamawa State. Mr. President, I wish to reiterate that, yes, our security are trying, but we are calling on the security apparatus to maybe change the tactics or the plan to tackle this resurgence of Boko Haram in the Northeast. It is not only, as I say, it's not only in Borno and Yobe, but Adamawa inclusive, and we are feeling more recently Adamawa. I so second.
Please, this matter has been discussed, and we know it's in the public space that the federal government every personnel necessary. In fact, the minister some few days ago, while I went there for a wedding ceremony, they are on ground and everything is being done to deal with the matter. It's on this note that we just go straight to the prayers. Prayer 1, all the military high command to swiftly redeploy sufficient personnel to the Northeast and ensure they are adequately equipped with modern technology and otherwise to effectively address the resurgence of Boko Haram. Those in favor of the prayer, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Mandate the Committee on Army and Air Force to ensure compliance. Those in favor of this prayer, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Leader of the Senate. Point of order was Jimputa. 42. Can you approach the chair? Because you didn't tell me about it. Approach the chair. Leader, he didn't tell me, so. Okay. Oh, you shouldn't have gone on. That should come to announcement. Now, leader, I put it for then announce it. Write it, then I announce it. It shouldn't, no problem. I'll announce it. So, leader of Senate. Presentation of bills.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the first business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of His Excellency, most distinguished Senator Barao Jibrin, on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2025 SB 784. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Alteration Bill, 2025, SB 784, first reading.
Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Alteration Bill, 2025, SB 784, first reading taken. Leader of Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the second business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of most distinguished Senator Barao Jibril on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2025 SB 785. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Alteration Bill, 2025, SB 785, first reading.
Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Alteration Bill 2025, SB 785, first reading taken. The Leader of Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the third business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in the name of His Excellency, most distinguished Senator Barao Jibril on the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 Alteration Bill 2025 SB 786. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Alteration Bill, 2025, SB 786, first reading.
Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 Alteration Bill, 2025, SB 786, first reading taken. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished senators, the fourth business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in my name on the South-South Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 781. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, South-South Development Commission Act Amendment Bill, 2025, SB 781, first reading.
South-South Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 781, first reading taken. The Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues. The fifth business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in my name on the North Central Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 782. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, North Central Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 782, first reading.
North Central Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 782, first reading taken. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, most distinguished colleagues, the sixth business of the day is the presentation of a bill standing in my name on the Southwest Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 783. Mr. President, you may wish to invite the Clerk of the Senate to read the short title of the bill.
The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, Southwest Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 783, first reading.
Southwest Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 783, first reading taken. The Senate Leader. Leader.
Mr. President, I stand forced to move that, pursuant to Order 1B of our rules, that the Senate allows for a consolidation of the first order of the day, as well as the second and third orders of the day, so that I'll be able to take the lead debate together. I so move.
The Minority Leader.
Mr. President, I so second the motion ably moved by the Majority Leader, sir.
Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate Leader.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I respectfully rise to lead the debate on the following bills. 1. South-South Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 781. 2. North Central Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 782. And 3. Southwest Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025, SB 783. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the bills were read for the first time on Tuesday, 13th May 2025. And let me also say for the record that the reason for these bills... Order, please. Let me say for the record that the reason for this amendment bill is to ensure that the Southwest Development Commission Act, the North Central Development Commission Act, and the Southwest Development Commission Act are made to be in tandem with the Northwest Development Act as well as the Southeast Development Commission Act, which were earlier passed by this Parliament and assented to by Mr. President. Mr. President and distinguished colleagues, these three bills seek to amend the respective provisions to reconcile the lacuna that exists in the Act relating to the appointments of the executive directors of the respective commissions to ensure uniformity with other development commissions, i.e., Northwest and Southeast Development Commission. With the benefit of insight, Mr. President and my distinguished colleagues, the bills were passed by the National Assembly earlier this year and were transmitted and assented to by the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. However, in the course of implementation of the legislations, it was observed that there is a need to make provision for more executive directors.
Leader, just 1 minute. Can you approach here, please?
Thank you. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, let me apologize to our colleagues for the break in transmission. The presiding officer was interested in being sure that the Southeast Development Commission Act was not being left behind, just in case it needed to be captured in the proposed amendment. But the clerk has clarified that that had already been done along with the earlier amendment that we did. Accordingly, dear distinguished colleagues, I urge all of you to support the expeditious passage of these bills as they are straightforward and sacrosanct for the smooth takeoff of the commissions. I thank you once again for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, the Senate Leader. Chief Whip, this is a very straightforward bill. Just to, okay, second, but it doesn't need, but you can second.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, my name is Mohamed Tahir Monguno. I represent Borno North Senatorial District. Just to second the motion ably moved by the President of the Senate to the effect that laws are not supposed to be, by the leader of the Senate, to the effect that laws are not supposed to be static. Laws are supposed to be dynamic and change with the changing nature of society. So on that basis, I second the second reading of the bill.
Thank you very much for adding your experienced voice to the submission by the Senate Leader. It's in this respect that I urge the Senate to give its note so that we can move ahead to move to the next stage of the process of the bills, because these are straightforward amendments, because they are made, they are brought to us to bring these to the laws establishing these three commissions in tandem with others. So without much ado, I put the question. So, the leader, the floor is still leaded to you to move for the second reading of the bills.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I now rise to move for the second reading each of the South Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 781, North Central Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 782, and Southwest Development Commission Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 783. I so move, Mr. President.
Well, sorry, before that, I think I have to put the question that those in favor that the bill be read the second time. So please, those in favor that this bill be read the second time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You cannot second the motion moved by the leader.
Mr. President, I second the motion that those three bills be read second time. Thank you.
The clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, I bill for an act to amend the South-South Development Commission and for other related matters 2025, second reading. Mr. President, distinguished senator, I bill for an act to amend the North Central Development Commission and for other related matters 2025, second reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, I bill for an act to amend the Southwest Development Commission and for other related matters 2025, second reading.
A bill for an act to amend the South-South Development Commission for other related matters 2025, second reading taken. A bill for an act to amend the North Central Development Commission Act, Amendment Bill 2025, second reading taken. A bill for an act to amend the Southwest Development Commission Act, Amendment Bill 2025 SB 783, second reading taken. The leader of the Senate.
Thank you. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate dissolve to a committee of the whole for further consideration of these bills. I so move.
Those in the, okay, second it, Madam Leader.
Mr. President, I second that the Senate resolve to the Committee of Whole to consider the bill. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion moved by the leader and seconded by the minority leader, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. My distinguished colleagues, report on a bill for act to amend the South-South Development Commission Act 2025 and for related matters SB 781. Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3, and 4 stand part of the bill, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that the explanatory memorandum Those in favor of the short title, stand part of the bill, please say aye. Those against say nay. Those in favor that the explanatory memorandum on page 2 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Report on the bill for Act to amend the North Central Development Commission Act and for related matters SB 782. Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3, and 4 and the short title and the explanatory memorandum stand part of the bill, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Report Southwest Development Act 2025 SB 783. Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3, and 4 and the short title and the explanatory memorandum all stand part of the bill, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Sitting as chair, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate reverts to plenary to enable the chairman report progress. I so
The
move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, I rise to second that the motion that the Senate reverts to plenary to report progress.
Those in favor of the motion moved by the leader and seconded by the Minority Leader, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Report or reports. We start from that of the South Development Commission Act 2025. The Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered South Development Commission Act 2025 and approved as follows. Long title as recommended, number of clauses 1 to 3 as recommended, interpretation nil, short title clause 4 as recommended, explanatory memorandum as recommended. It is a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? The second report. The Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the North Central Development Commission Act 2025 and approved as follows. Long title as recommended, number clauses 1 to 3 as recommended, short title clause 4 as recommended, explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? The third and the last report. The Senate in the Committee of the Whole considered the Southwest Development Commission Act 2025 and approved as follows. Long title as recommended, number clauses 1 to 3 as recommended, interpretation nil, short title clause 4 as recommended, explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? The Leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleagues. I now rise to move that the bills be now read for the third time. I so move.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now second that the bills be read, read a third time and passed, please.
Those in favor of the motion that the bills be read the third time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, I bill for an act to amend the South-South Development Commission and for other related matters, 2025, SB 781, third reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, A bill for an act to amend the North Central Development Commission and for other related matters 2025, SB 782, third reading. Mr. President, distinguished senators, a bill for an act to amend the Southwest Development Commission and for other related matters 2025, SB 783, third reading.
A bill for an act to amend the Southwest Development Commission and for other related matters, SB 783, third reading, taken and passed. A bill okay, the second one is a bill for an act to amend the North Central Development Commission Act 2025, SB 782, third reading, taken and passed. A bill for an act to amend the South-South Development Commission Act 2025, SB 781, third reading, taken and passed. Thank you very much for the expeditious passage of these amendment bills. The entire intendment is to strengthen the operation of these new commissions so that they can be put in the best manner possible to work for the development of those regions. Thank you very much, Senate Leader. We may move ahead.
I thank you, Mr. President, and very distinguished colleagues. And let me once again thank our Secretariat for ever constantly guiding this process. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, the fourth order of the day is the second reading of a bill standing in my name on the Yaba Federal University of Technology and Vocational Studies, Yaba, Lagos State Establishment Bill 2025, SB 738. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was read for the first time in this chamber on Tuesday, 11th March 2025. Mr. President, with your permission, I move that the bill be read a second time, and in support of my motion, may I be allowed to present the lead debate.
Go ahead. You don't need a seconder. And you may summarize.
Thank you, Mr. President, and very distinguished colleagues. Again, for the opportunity to lead the debate on the general principles of this bill, which seeks to establish Yaba Federal University of Technology and Vocational Studies, Yaba, Lagos State. This is an upgrade that had been done by the executive arm of government, and the essence of this bill is to establish, to make the law backing that decision. The bill was read for the first time in this hallowed chamber on Tuesday, 11 March 2025. The bill essentially seeks to transform and upgrade the Yaba Polytechnic, which is the oldest in the country, to Yaba Federal University of Technology and Vocational Studies, Yaba, Lagos State, which has already been done via a presidential fiat. Nigeria's steady march towards education for all in the shortest possible time has taken a giant leap with the introduction of this bill for an act to provide for the establishment of this university. I am personally excited by the prospect of transforming this polytechnic to a University of Technology and Vocational Studies, as it will motivate both students and academic staff, just as it will upgrade its facilities and enhance its capability to achieve its objectives. Similarly, the new university will encourage the advancement of learning and hold out to all persons without distinction of race, creed, sex, or political conviction the opportunity of acquiring a higher and liberal education. It will also do the following: provide courses of instruction and other facilities for the pursuit of learning in all its branches, and to make those facilities available on proper terms to such persons as are equipped to benefit from them. Encourage and promote scholarship and conduct research in all fields of learning with emphasis on technical education. Relate its activities to the social, cultural, and economic needs of the people of Nigeria, and undertake any other activities appropriate for a university of the highest standards. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, if Nigeria, as planned, should aim to become one of the world 20 leading economies of the world in this 21st century, we must be ready to adjust and position our educational institutions so that its products are geared towards technological challenges inherent in such projections. Our educational authorities are moving to revamp our institutions for these objectives. Yaba Federal University of Technology and Vocational Studies, when enacted by the National Assembly, will have power to establish such campuses, colleges, faculties, institutes, schools, extramural departments, and other teaching and research units within the university as may from time to time seem necessary or desirable, subject to the approval of the National Universities Commission. To ensure continuity in the administration of the university, all property held by or on behalf of the Yaba Polytechnic shall be vested in the university and be held by it for the purposes of the university. Notably, all staff of the Polytechnic are to be transferred to the university upon the establishment of this act, and previous service in the Polytechnic shall count as service for the purposes of any pension payable by the university. Mr. President, my respected colleagues, the institution is prepared to undertake the educational and other modifications that are a natural corollary of transforming to a university. The institution is also prepared to remain true to its core mandate of producing well-trained manpower capable of driving the technological management and business goals of the nation. In this regard, it will seek to emulate the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, which has built upon a tradition of distinction to become one of the world's foremost educational institutions. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I am fully satisfied that the provisions in this bill are adequate to ensure the takeoff of the proposed university, and I will not hesitate to encourage my colleagues to support it at all stages of its journey to becoming a law of the Federation of Nigeria. I wish to state that there is no financial implication to this bill. All the operational structures are already in place, and the university is taking over from the existing Yaba Polytechnic with same budgetary provisions. I therefore urge my colleagues to give their full support to this bill. Mr. President, I thank you and our colleagues.
Thank you, leader. This is a powerful presentation coming from the leader. So this university has been established already. When such a bill is being supported or sponsored by the Senate leader, Senator Sani, yeah, but is the school is situated in your central zone, but unfortunately, the deputy leader wants to also lend his voice. I'll yield the floor to the deputy Senate leader, then you will take the floor.
Your Excellency, Mr. Senate President and Mr. Senator Ashiru, representing the good people of Kwara South, equally a resident of Lagos State, and I must qualify as Senator Sonny to support this bill. This is about technology development It's about technology and technology. And the bill is so straightforward. Just like my leader is excited about it, I'm very, very excited too. And I will just say that having an MIT in Nigeria is quite exciting, and we should just go on to give approval, necessary approval to this bill. Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Sani, you will learn to speak because the bill is a done deal by grace of God already. So just add your voice so that to make it more solid.
Yes, the Senate President, distinguished colleagues, I'm so happy about this bill, so excited, and I want to thank the Senate, from the Senate President, the Senate leader, for making our dream possible. Yaba College of Technology is the first higher educational institution in Nigeria. It was established in 1947, and it has remained the #1 polytechnic in Nigeria from then till now. Changing it will be the best interest of the country. Let me say that I attended that school briefly in 1982. I had to leave because of the discrepancy in the current recognition of HND and BSc. And I went to the bank there before proceeded to the university. That changing it will allow the best brain to go to this institution, and it will continue to play its leading role in advancement of technology, research, and everything in Nigeria. I want to thank everybody. I want to thank my colleagues. I thank you, sir, Mr. Senate President, for allowing this to be. Thank you very much.
More to say about this bill. This university is well. Okay. Well. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I just want to add that there is no better time to bring this kind of vocational institution or university than now. In Nigeria, where most of our graduates are always struggling for job, it's time for our graduates to look for training and skills. And this is what is obtained in this kind of universities. We need it so that people can be self-employed and even employ people. So there's no better time than this when there is no employment at all, no vacancy in any institution. Thank you very much. That is my little
Well, I'm not supposed to add my voice to any bill or whatever. I'm supposed to be an impartial umpire that has no vote. I don't have a vote here, but the fact remains: once something is good, you can't take away the fact that that thing is good. You need to say it. Yaba Tech deserves to be transformed into a university. It's an institution that's well known for what it has been doing to develop our educational system in this country, particularly technical education. So transforming to university will be an addition to tertiary education system in this country, particularly technical education and engineering and so on and so forth. So I think it's a good thing. It's a welcome idea to transform this great institution to a university. And I commend the Senate leader for bringing forward this bill. And I also commend all those that contributed to the second reading of this bill. It's on this that I want to put the question that those in favor that the bill be now read the second time, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The bill is referred. Sorry. Okay, the Senate leader. The clerk of the Senate. Okay, the clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, I bill for an act to provide for the establishment of the Yaba Federal University of Technology and Vocational Studies, Yaba, Lagos State, and to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration, and for other related matters. 2025, second reading.
A bill for now to provide for the establishment of the Yaba Federal University of Technology and Vocational Studies, Yaba, Lagos State, and to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration, and for other related matters 2023 second reading taken. The bill is referred to the Committee on Tertiary Institution and Third Fund to report back within 4 weeks. The Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the fifth order of the day is the presentation and consideration of the report of the Committee on Police Affairs on the Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology, Erinja, Ogun State, Establishment Bill 2025, SB 750. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Thursday, 27th March 2025. Mr. President, you may wish to invite most distinguished Senator Abdul Hamid Malam Medori Ahmed, Chairman of the committee, to move the motion for the presentation and consideration of the report.
Chairman, Police Affairs Committee, the floor is yielded to you, and you may wish to summarize your report. Your second reading, so that
thank
because
you, Mr.
the bill is familiar, we are familiar with it. So
thank you, Mr. President. I rise to move that the Senate receive and consider the report of the Committee on Police.
Oh, it's a report. Sorry, it's not a second reading. You lay. Move for delay.
I rise to move that the Senate do receive and consider the report of the Committee on Police Affairs on the Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology, Erinjayewa, Ogun State, Establishment Bill 2025, SB 750. With your permission, Mr. President, I would like to lay the report.
You need a seconder first. Wait. Senator Akintude Yunus Abiodun.
Mr. President, my name is Yunus Abiodun, representing Oyo Central and the Deputy Chairman, Senate Committee on Police.
I can see.
Yeah.
Those in favor of the motion.
I want to second the motion as moved by the Chairman. As moved by the Chairman of the Committee on Police Affairs, that the Senate do receive and review the report of the committee. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion for the representation and consideration of the report by the Chairman of the eyes of it. You may lay the report.
Mr. President, can I go ahead with the report, please?
Just the synopsis, and then you go to recommendation and conclusion.
Okay, sir. The Senate at its sitting on Thursday, 27 March 2025, debated the general principles of a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology, Erinja, Yewa, Ogun State. The bill underwent extensive deliberation, was subsequently read for the second time and referred to the Senate Committee on Police Affairs for legislative action. Mr. President, because of time constraint, I will go to the committee consideration of the bill. To discharge its mandate, the committee adopted the following methodology: advertisement in national print media, inviting memoranda and public participation, collation and analysis of memoranda from stakeholders and the general public, conduct of public hearing to gather views from the stakeholders. Components of the bill is divided into various parts. Part 1 establishes the Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology. Part 2 establishes the Nigerian Police Council. Part 3 establishes the fund of the Police University. Part 4 constitute the governing bodies of the university. Part 5 provide for general statutes and legal proceedings. And Part 6 covers miscellaneous provisions. Recommendation. Mr. President, upon thorough review and analysis, the committee recommends that the Senate consider and pass the bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology, Erinjayewa, Ogun State, Establishment Bill 2025, SB 750. In conclusion, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, on behalf of the members of the Senate Committee on Police Affairs, I extend our profound appreciation to the leadership of the Senate for the opportunity to contribute to this important legislative work. I so move.
Thank you very much. I don't think there's anything to. Everything is very clear. So, Leader of the Senate, can you move for us to move to the committee of whole to consider report? The Leader of the Senate, so that we can go to committee of whole to move to committee of whole to consider report.
Thank you, Mr. President, and very distinguished colleagues. I rise to move that the Senate dissolve to a committee of the whole for further consideration of this report. I so move.
Those, yes. Minority Leader, please. Second the motion.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I rise to second that we move to the committee of whole to consider the report. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clauses Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology, Erinja, Ogun State, Establishment Bill 2025, SB 750. Those in favor that the long title on page 1 stand part of the bill, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stand part of the bill, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clauses 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clauses 20 to 30 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. Those in favor that clauses 30 to 40 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clauses 40 to 57 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that the interpretation clause 57, 56 to page 40 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that clause 57, that is the short title on page 30, on page 43, stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that the schedule on schedule 1, page 43, and explanatory memorandum on page 46 stand part of the bill, say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate leader. Refer back to the plenary to report progress.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate reverts to plenary to enable the chairman report progress. I so move.
The minority leader.
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I second that the Senate reverts back to plenary to report progress. Thank you.
Those in favor, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Report. The Senate in the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on Police Affairs on the Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology, Erinja, Ogun State Establishment Bill 2025, and approved as follows. Loan title as recommended, number clauses 1 to 35 and 55 as recommended, interpretation clause 56 as recommended, short title clause 57 as recommended, schedule 1 as recommended, explanatory memorandum as recommended. It is a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole. Sorry. The Senate leader. Senate leader. Third reading.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the bill be now read, that the bill be now read for the third time. I so move.
The minority leader.
Mr. President, I rise to second that the bill be read the third time and pass. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion moved by the leader and seconded by the minority leader, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, I be for an act to establish the Nigeria Police University of Science and Technology, Erija, Ogun State, and to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for other related matters, 2025, SB 750, third reading.
A bill for an act to establish the Nigerian Police University of Science and Technology, Erija, Ogun State, and to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration and for other related matters, 2025, third reading, taken and passed. Erinja Yewa. Let me commend the chairman and members of the Committee on Police Affairs for the expeditious manner they carry out the assignment given to them for the processing of this bill. It was done in record time and quite done excellently. I call on you to continue to put your best the way you've been doing. We commend you for the wonderful work you are doing. The chairman, Senator Abel Malamadori, and your members, you are doing a wonderful job. You are doing a good job. Please continue on what you are doing and the good job you are doing. You are making the Senate proud and the nation proud as well. Thank you very much. The leader of Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished senators of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the sixth order of the day is the presentation and consideration of the report of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions on the Federal Universities of Agriculture Act Amendment Bill 2025 SB 624. Distinguished senators will recall that the bill was referred to the committee on Tuesday, 26 November 2024. Mr. President, you may wish to invite most distinguished Senator Simon Bako Lalong, who presided as the chairman of the committee, as he then was, to move the motion for the presentation and consideration of the report.
Senator Simon Bakola Long, the floor is yielded to you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Again, Simon Lalong, representing the people of Plateau South. I beg to move to lay the report of the Senate Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions.
Senator Adebole Idiat Oloranti, may you second the motion?
The Senate President, I rise to second the motion ably moved by Senator DeLong on the report of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions. Thank you, Your Excellency.
Those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You may wish to lay your report.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Once again, Simon Lalong, representing people of Plateau South. Mr. President, let me first of all again congratulate you for what happened this morning. On behalf of myself, the former DG of campaign, and also Senator Shomole, who was Deputy DG Operation, I think we are proved right that what we campaigned for, we are seeing reality today in Nigeria. But let me go straight to the report. And this report is premised on a bill presented by no other person than one of our distinguished senators, a veteran, very eminent Nigerian, Senator Rufai Hanga, for the establishment of the Federal University of Agriculture in Kano, in Kura, Kano State. Having gone through the processes, I will not want to waste your time because all were done well, following due process and in compliance with the laws and regulations. Our recommendations are that the committee, having considered the proposed bill and taking into account its relevance to the economic development of this country, recommends very simple, that the Senate do consider and pass the Federal University of Agriculture Act according to the Federal Universities of Agriculture Act Amendment Bill 2025, and we shall move.
Leader, can you move so that we move to committee of whole to consider report? He has been seconded already. No, except if you have anything. If you have any, and it's a bill that it has been seconded. It was seconded by Senator Adebule Idiat. Maybe you are not, it has been seconded. So let's go and consider a report. Decade, this is a plan, nothing for you to say now. When we go to, there's a motion after this. Maybe you say something there.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate reverts to, that the Senate resolve to a committee of the whole for further consideration of this report. I so move.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, my esteemed colleagues, I second that the Senate move to the Committee of Whole to consider this very important bill. Thank you.
Well, it's very important because you are the sponsor. So those in favor, please say aye. Those against say nay, the ayes have it. Federal University of Agriculture Amendment Bill 2025, SB 624. Those in favor that clauses 1, 2, 3 stand pass of the bill, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in favor that the short title on page in clause 3, page 1, the long title on page 1, the explanatory memorandum on page 1, the short title, as I said earlier, clause 3, page 1. Those in favor that these items all stand part of the bill, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate Leader, can you move the motion for us to revert to the plenary to report progress? Plenary to report progress.
Mr. President, sitting as chair, very distinguished colleagues, I rise to move that the Senate now reverts to plenary to enable the chairman report progress. I so move.
The Minority Leader.
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I second that the chair, Mr. President, revert to, as soon as the Senate reverts to plenary to report progress.
Those in favor of the motion moved by the leader and seconded by Minority, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Yes. Report. The Senate and the Committee of the Whole consider the report of the Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institution on the Federal University of Agriculture Act Amendment Bill 2025 and approved as follows. Long title as recommended. Numeral clauses 1 to 2 as recommended. Interpretation nil. Short title clause 3 as recommended. Explanatory memorandum as recommended. Is this a true reflection of what transpired in the Committee of the Whole? Thank you, former Chairman of the Committee on Agriculture, for your well-articulated and well-presented report. So straightforward and direct to the point. I commend your good self and the members of the committee for a job well done. Thank you very much. The Leader of the Senate. And I also commend the sponsor, of the bill, for bringing the bill forward. It's something that when established, it will help to train the necessary personnel that will drive our desire to be food sufficient in this country. The area where the school is proposed to be sited, it is the epicenter of agricultural activities in Kano. Once we have this kind of institution, it will help in a very good way to allow those who are into farming and agriculture to have knowledge of modern agricultural practices that will allow us to have more yield in our farming processes, so that we'll continue to provide the food necessary for our people and also for the rural sector, industrial sector of this nation. Agriculture is the mainstay of our economy, and so whatever we think we should do to enhance our capabilities in terms of running that sector is welcome. And of course, the best thing to do is to have the trained person. We have the human resources, we have the abundance of human resources, but the question is, are they well trained to engage in agriculture? The question is no. The answer is no. So having these kind of institutions will quite help to put them in the best manner with the skills to drive the process of providing food security in this country. So I commend you for bringing forward this important bill. Leader of the Senate.
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, the seventh order of the day is a motion standing in the name of most distinguished Senator. Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, I am well directed, and I apologize that I goofed. What I should have been standing up to do was to move, actually, for the third reading of the bill. Mr. President, I so move.
Yeah, it's a slip of the tongue.
Thank you.
Mr. President, I second that the bill be read the third time and pass, please. Thank you.
Those in favor of the motion moved by the leader and seconded by the manager, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes of it. The clerk of the Senate.
Mr. President, distinguished senators, I bill for an act to amend the Federal Universities of Agriculture Act to provide for the establishment of the Federal University of Agriculture, Kura, Kano State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration, and for other related matters, 2025, SB 624, third reading.
A bill for an act to amend the Federal Universities of Agriculture and to provide for the establishment of the Federal University of Agriculture, Kura, Kano State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration, and for other related matters, 2025, third reading taken. And passed. So, as I said, thank you very much for this bill, and thank you, the chairman of the committee, for a job well done. The leader of the Senate.
Thank you, Mr. President, and very distinguished colleagues. The seventh order of the day is a motion standing in the name The seventh order of the day is a motion standing in the name of most distinguished Senator Barau Jibril on the urgent need to alter the composition of Federation Account Allocations Committee by including representatives of local government and area council. And Mr. President, I'm well informed that with you presiding, the motion will now be taken by most distinguished Senator Issa Jibril, also known as a Churcher.
Okay. Your Excellency, the President of the Senate, very distinguished colleagues,
I am Issa Jibrin, representing the very good people of Kogi East.
Clerk.
I am glad to stand in for His Excellency, the Deputy Senate President, who has graciously sponsored this motion. And it goes thus. The Senate notes that local government councils established by Section 71 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as a third tier of the Federation, are entitled as such, and by Section 1623 CFRN 1999, to share directly in Federation account allocations as benefiting entities. Also notes that the Supreme Court has construed Section 1625 and 6 CFRN 1999 to the effect that the states of the Federation to collect local government allocations from the Federation account and to pay local government councils, and did not give the states any right or interest in the said allocations to the local government councils from the Federation account. The Supreme Court went further to also state that the duty of the states is to simply convey to the local government councils their allocations from the Federation account. Aware that the Supreme Court has further recognized that the approach of a direct payment to the local government councils will achieve the intention and purpose of the Constitution and accord with the smooth running of the system of paying the local government councils their allocations from the Federation account. Also aware that the Supreme Court has also pronounced to the effect that paying the local government councils through the states of the Federation has not worked. Therefore, justice demands that local government councils' allocations from the Federation account should henceforth be paid directly to the local government councils. Observes that Section 5 of the Allocation of Revenue, Federation Account, etc., Act 1981, prescribes the membership of the Federation Account Allocation Committee, FAC, to be only representatives of the federal government and state governments, to the exclusion of the third tier of government, that is, local government councils. Also observes that this provision of the Act is no longer consistent with the current interpretation of Sections 1625 and 6 CFRN 1999, as recently determined by the Supreme Court in its judgment of July 2024. Further observes that it is imperative to urgently harmonize the provisions of Section 5 of the Act with the Constitution and its current interpretation by the Supreme Court. And aware that the representatives of the states had always represented local government councils at FAC. However, in light of the current position of the Constitution, as interpreted by the Supreme Court, it has become imperative that a representation of local government councils per state and area councils be nominated to represent their interests at FAC. Accordingly resolves to urge the federal government to ensure that a representative of local government councils, one per state, and FCT councils are included to represent their interests at FAC. Secondly, that communicate this resolution to the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy as the chairman of FAC for his urgent information and necessary action. And lastly, seeks the concurrence of the House of Representatives. I so submit.
This motion is very clear and direct to the point. Let's have one former chairman of local government to lend his voice, and then we move forward. You have the floor, Honorable Tati Zam, former chairman of local government.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe former labor leader, former party chairman, former governor will also bear his mind. No, after Titus Zam.
Your Excellency, the Senate President, distinguished colleagues, I'm Senator Dr. Titus Zam. I represent Benue Northwest Senatorial District. Mr. President, I rise first to support this motion in its entirety. And I'd like to speak on the first resolution, just so as to strengthen it in order that we will improve on the democratic credentials of our local government system. Let us use this piece of law to achieve that. Urge the federal government to ensure that a representative of the local government councils who shall be duly elected, so that, what's happening at local government level, the leadership at the subnational level can nominate anybody just to represent local government. Let us strengthen it by inserting in the resolution that such a representative must be a duly elected chairman of the council. That's my
Okay, welcome to the prayers.
much.
Welcome to the prayers.
Thank you.
Senator Adam Oshomole, then Senator.
Sir, because this call from Mr. President, I have decided to concur.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Senator Ademalero.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. Mr. President, I rise to give my support to this very important motion. But I think we should even go beyond ordinary motion. We should even formalize it by presenting a bill, making it mandatory for the local government council and area council to be represented at FAC meeting. It is abnormal for a beneficiary of the federation account not to be around whenever distribution is taking place. Federal government is properly represented by the Accountant General, by the Minister of State, and state governments are properly represented by their own commissioners and by their own Accountant General. It's only the local government councils and the area council that are not represented. So they don't know precisely what is happening. And I fully support the idea of remitting whatever belongs to the local government into their account. This had been the case when we came in 1999. As governors in 1999, we didn't even know what the local government council chairman were getting because they were getting their money directly from the federation account. It was only after the idea of a local government joint account that was mentioned in the constitution, where state governors were required to open local government joint account, where all monies meant for the local government are channeled, and local government joint account committee at the state level are created to distribute the money. And since then, they have been so changed. So this idea is welcome, and it will bring transparency and accountability in the way the local government funds are being given out. So I fully support this motion, and I urge all my colleagues to do the same. Thank you very much.
Well, let's give a chance to another former governor, and then we'll take the only lady that wants to speak, and then we'll round up.
Thank you very much, Mr. President.
Your leader is speaking for you.
Mr. President, I want to thank you very much for this proactive action. I call it proactive action because every step you are always ahead. The last time you were the one who brought a motion that there must be autonomy. We all argued the motion, and incidentally, the Supreme Court gave a judgment. After the Supreme Court judgment, there were several steps to implement to no avail. I will tell you, Mr. President, that a few weeks ago, I was in Jos, my state, and I asked the question, I asked them, what is happening to local governments? And the local government said, in the last 2 years, they don't know what was given to them. And I said, even from the actions from radio, television, and also confirmed by the chairman, Progressive Governors Forum, he said from the time of subsidy to date, the allocation to the states and local government has been 3 times the amount. Instead of taking this message back to local governments, nobody is drumming that message because they don't know what is given to them. The only avenue that they will know what is given to them and will hold them responsible, it is this action that you are bringing. Because when they sit at federation account and get what they know what they are getting, let them not go back with 3 times allocation and they tell the people that what we got is 1 allocation. This country deserves a lot of transparency. The man at the local government level deserves transparency. I said it here. I said I'm not drumming my trumpet. 3 years before I left local government with autonomy. Everything that was coming from federation account was given to them. How they spend it, I didn't know. If we are talking about autonomy, if we are talking about grassroots development, the only place that we can ensure Nigeria move forward is when there is grassroots development at the local government level. Nobody will want to move to a state. Nobody will want to move to Abuja, because once there are LPOs, small LPOs going around in that place, and the money is there, it will make bring up a lot of millionaires. So I stand to support this position, and to support also Mr. President, and also to thank you very much for bringing this motion. It is very, very timely. I will also support it. Thank you.
Let's give a chance to a former councillor, and thereabout after the former deputy governor. Let the deputy governor be represented. Former councillor, take your plan.
Thank you so much. President of the Senate, my colleagues, I stand...
But you have 1.5 minutes.
Yes, sir.
And they have taken 1 minute already.
Okay, sir. I stand to support in its totality the desire of this motion. And I stand to move that. I stand also to suggest that it will not only remain at the motion level. I have been at the local government council for some time. I was a former councillor and a former local government chairman. And I do know, as rightly said by most of our colleagues, is that if there is direct funding coming from the federation account to the local government, there will be a lot of developmental changes. But sir, if somebody has a right in sharing and he is not participating, he is not part of the sharing, it's like they're giving him a dash. And therefore it's better, whoever has a hand in the federation account should be a participant when sharing is taking place. So I support this motion, and I know it's very developmental in nature. Thank you for allowing me.
Thank you, Plenary. You are very intelligent. You said you didn't tell us you were a former chairman. I wouldn't have allowed you because somebody represented you. So you quickly say you are a former councillor. Okay, former deputy governor, you have the floor.
Your Excellency, Mr. Senate President, this is a well thought out motion, and I salute you, Mr. Senate President, for bringing forth this, for your foresight by bringing up this motion. May I say that Nigerians are actually waiting for these kind of motions, in the sense that it will enable those who are going to be part of the sharing formula to be at the table, for them to know what exactly is being shared and what and why this is being allocated to us. Your Excellencies, you have done Nigerians proud, and I'm sure all of us in the Senate are in support of this motion. I therefore lend my support to support this motion. Thank you, Mr. Senator.
Thank you. Let's go to the prayers. Prayer 1. Urge the federal government to ensure that a representative of local government councils, one per state, and FC council are included to represent their interests at FAC meetings. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Communicate this resolution to the Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy as the chairman of FAC for its urgent information and necessary action. Those in favor of this prayer, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. 6. The concurrence of the House of Representatives on this. Those in favor, please say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The Leader of the Senate. We'll move for adjournment. Yes. What announcement first before the adjournment, please? There's an announcement. Distinguished Senator Mohammed Sani Musa is now to chair the Senate Harmonization Committee on Tax Reform Bills. Senator Issa Jibrin is also now included as a member. The earlier announcement announced Senator Yahya Abdullahi as the chairman, but now is now Senator Mohammed Sani Musa being the chairman, Senate Committee on Finance, because the House also did the same thing. So it has to be in line with, it has to be in the same pattern. Announcement number 2, the names of the following senators are also now included in the Senate Ad hoc Committee on Rivers Emergency Rule. Oversight Committee. Number 1, Senator Jim Kuta. Jim Kuta from Taraba State. Then Senator number 2, Senator Olubi Fadi is now also a member of that committee. Senator, can you move for adjournment, please, after we've concluded all that is in honor that are on our order paper for the day?
Mr. President, very distinguished colleagues, having concluded today's proceedings on the order paper, I hereby move that the Senate do adjourn till Wednesday, the 14th day of May 2025 at 11 a.m. I so move, Mr. President.
Minority Leader.
Mr. President, my distinguished colleagues, I second that we adjourn the sitting to Wednesday, 11 a.m. Thank you.
Those in favor that this August Senate do adjourn to Wednesday, the 14th day of May 2025 at 11 a.m. prompt, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The Senate is therefore adjourned to tomorrow by 11 a.m. prompt.